Very good afternoon. See here, I'm starting the session. Listen. So in the previous session, we discussed about sequences. So the sequence is used to generate sequential integers. So to create the sequence, this is the syntax we have to follow. Now in this syntax, start with clause is used to specify the starting value in the sequence. So increment by clause is used to specify how many values that it has to increase. That we are specifying here. After one value, how many values we want to increase. That step value we are specifying. Next, what is the maximum value in the sequence and what is the minimum value in the sequence we are specifying. Cycle means after reaching maximum value, again it will reset to the minimum value. Now again minimum value to the maximum value, that generates sequential numbers. No cycle means after reaching maximum value, that will be stopped. No cache means every time that goes to the database, identifies the current value, adds increment by value and returns the next value in the sequence. If we specify the cache size, those many values will be, according to this size, those many values will be preloaded into the cache memory. So every time it will not go to the database. From the cache, it collects a sequential number. Now, see here. Sometimes the interviewer may ask like this. Now you know all points, almost all points regarding sequence, you know. Some important interview questions I am covering here. Can we call the sequence from update command? So can we call the sequence from update command? So previously we called from insert command. So can we call from update command like this interviewer may ask? The answer is yes, we can call. Okay. Can we call the sequence from update command? Yes, we can call. For example, here EMP table is there. EMP table is there. In the EMP table, observe here. What is the first employee number? 7369. What is the second employee number? 7499. Are they sequential numbers? No. These are not sequential numbers. These are in ascending order. Okay. 7369. After that 7499, 7521, 7566. So these are in ascending order, but these are not sequential numbers. I want to make these employee numbers in the order. So like here, we want to get for the first employee 1001, for the second employee 1002, for the third employee 1003. Like this, we want to make these employee numbers in the order. That is our requirement. So we want to make employee numbers in the order. So we don't want like this. We want 1001, then 1002, 1003, 1004. Like this sequential numbers we want to apply. Okay. So we want to update these employee numbers as the sequential numbers like this. 1001, 1002, 1003. Like this we want to apply. So for this, I am creating one sequence here. Observe. Create sequence. Sequence name. Create sequence name I am giving as a 7. Okay. So start with value. We want to start it 1001. Increment by value. After 1001, we want to generate 1002. We want to increase one value. Min value 1001. Max value 9,999 I am giving. So in the 4 digits, this is the maximum value. So I am giving maximum value as 9,999. So this is the sequence we are creating now. Observe. After creating this sequence, these sequence numbers 1001, 1002, those we want to apply to the employee numbers. So in which command we have to use? Update. EMP. Set which column values we want to set? Employee number. Call the sequence now. How to call the sequence? Sequence name. What is the sequence name? S7. S7 dot next value. So that's it. Now all employee numbers will become sequential numbers. Observe here. I am creating the sequence. So sequence is created. So we want to make employee numbers in the sequence. Update EMP. Set employee number equals to call the sequence S7 dot next value. So what it is telling? 19 rows are updated. Open and see the table data. Select star from EMP. Observe here. See 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004 up to 1019. Total 19 employees are there. Okay. So total 19 employees are there. So 19 sequential numbers it applied here. So here we are making the employee numbers in the sequence. Okay. Make employee numbers in the sequence. So here we are making employee numbers in the sequence by writing this way. Next. Sometimes interviewer may ask like this. Can we call the sequence from create command? Can we call the sequence from create command? Okay. See, listen carefully. From Oracle 12c version onwards, it is possible. Before 12c version, we were unable to call this sequence from the create command. From Oracle 12c version onwards, we can call the sequence from create command. Before that, it is not possible. Okay. So if anyone is using lesser version of Oracle 12c, okay, if anyone is using lesser versions of Oracle 12c, there it will not work. From Oracle 12c version onwards, we can call the sequence from create command. Before that, it is not possible. So how can we call? How can we call? Very simple. For example, I am creating one sequence here. Sequence name is SC8. Start with. So I am giving starting value as 101. Increment by 1. Max value I am giving as 500. From 101 to 500 we want to generate. Okay, so this is our requirement. Next, create. We are creating one table here. Create table. I am creating one table name. I am creating one table. The table name is student 5. So student ID, number type. So for example, listen, if you want to apply, all students are studying in same college. For example, all students are studying in same college. All students are studying in same college. Okay, college name is Naresh IT. If all students are studying in same college, we want to apply the default value for this column. How can we apply default value for this column? Default, give the default value. What is the default value we are giving here? Naresh IT default value we are giving. That's it. So here we are using which constraint? Default constraint. Using default constraint, we are applying the default value. Using default constraint, we are applying the default value. In the same way, here we want to apply this student ID as the default value. So which default value we want to get? Sequence number. Okay, just like to set the college name default value, we are using which constraint? Default constraint. Which default value we are giving? Naresh IT default value we are giving for college name. In the same way, for the student ID column, I want to give default value of the sequence. Okay. So I want to take default value as the sequence number. So default, call the sequence now. What is the sequence name? SE8. To generate the next value, what we are calling SE8 dot next value. So using default constraint, we are calling the sequence here. Okay. So just like for all column values, for all rows, if column value is same, for all rows, if column value is same, we are using default constraint. If all students are studying in the same college, we are giving default value as Naresh IT here. In the same way, here we are giving this sequence number as the default value. So in this way, we can call the sequence from the create command. So this is the way of calling the sequence. Okay. So now observe here. I'm copying this. If any table is there with the name student 5, I'm dropping that one. Drop table student 5. No table is there. Let me create one sequence here. So we are creating one sequence. So in this sequence, starting number 101, maximum value 500. So now sequence is created. Sequence name is SE8. We are creating student 5 table. We want to generate these student IDs automatically. So we are calling this sequence by using the default constraint. I'm copying this. Observe here. So table is created. Here college name by default it takes. Student ID also by default it takes. Which value we have to insert? Student name. I'm inserting one student name here. Insert into, what is the table name? Student 5. Which column value we want to insert? S name. Values. Ampersand S name. So it is asking student name. I'm giving A. One record inserted. One more record I'm inserting. One more record I'm inserting. One more record I'm inserting. Now I want to save this table data. Commit. To see the table data, we are writing select star from. What is the table name? Student 5. Observe here. 101, 102, 103, 104. These are generated by using the sequence SE8. So this is the way of calling the sequence in the create command. So in the create command, we are specifying as the default value. So in the using default constraint, we are calling the sequence here. So this is possible from which version onwards? From Oracle 12c version onwards, it is possible. Before that, it is not possible. Okay. Next. See, one more point I want to tell. From Oracle 12c version onwards, we can create sequential numbers using two ways. So from Oracle 12c version onwards, we can create sequential numbers using two ways. What are those? First one is using sequence. Before this sequence concept, once upon a time, we were using triggers to generate the sequential integers. To generate sequential integers, once upon a time, to generate sequential numbers like this, once upon a time, we were using triggers. Later sequence concept came. Nowadays, we are not using triggers for generating the sequential numbers. You can using sequence, you can generate the sequential numbers. And another way, second way is using identity. Using identity concept also, we can generate sequential numbers. So using the sequence concept, we can generate sequential numbers. Using identity concept also, we can generate the sequential numbers. Two ways are there. Using sequence, you already know. Now we have to learn how to use this identity. this identity feature introduced in 12C version. Okay, before that it was not available. So we create like this. We have no need to create separate sequence. Directly we can write like this. We are not creating separate sequence here. Directly we are creating one table here. I'm giving table name as student 6. A student ID I want to generate automatically. So SID number of 4 I'm giving. Okay, here. After this I'm giving as, so SID number type. Okay, generated always as identity. Like this we are writing. Generated always as identity. This class we are writing. So to generate the sequential numbers using identity, we use the class generated always as identity class we use. Generated always as identity. S name. Varchar too often. I get close. Okay, observe here. I'm creating the table now. So if any table is there with the name student 6, I'm dropping that one. So drop table student 6. No table is there. So we are creating student 6 table here. Okay, observe here. SID number we have no need to insert. It will be generated automatically. Just insert S name here. Insert into student 6. S name. Values. Give the values here. Ampersand S name. Bracket close. It is asking S name. Observe here. See. I'm saving the table data. And I want to see the table data. So select star from student 6. Observe here 1, 2, 3, 4. These values we didn't insert. These values generated by using the identity class. Okay, using sequence we can generate sequential integers. Using identity also we can generate sequential integers. So among this, which one is the best way, sir? Okay, so whenever we are inserting, insert into student 6 values, sorry, student's name values, ampersand S name, we insert the values. Okay. So using identity, we can generate sequential integers. Using sequence concept also, you can generate sequential integers. So among these, the best way is a sequence only. So sequence is the best way because in the sequence we have choice. Where to start the sequence we have choice. But wherever in the identity, no choice is there. Always identity starts from 1 only. For example, I want to start at 1001. Can I start? No. Always it starts from 1 only. Whenever our requirement is generating sequential numbers from 1, use identity concept. If you want to start from 1001 or 101 or 9001 like that, you cannot use identity concept. You must use sequence concept only. So you can specify start with value. You can specify maximum value, minimum value like that. Some flexibility is there with the sequence. But whereas using identity concept, it always generates numbers from 1. Always increment by value is 1. Okay. Whenever our requirement is generating sequential numbers from 1, we can use this concept, no problem. Okay. Otherwise, we cannot use it. So this is using identity concept. So if anyone is asking, how can we make changes in existing sequence? For example, there is a sequence is there. Create sequence. Sequence name is S9. Okay. Start with value is 1. Increment by value is 1. Max value is 5. Okay. So like this one sequence is there. So now it can generate sequential numbers. Now this sequence S9 can generate sequential numbers up to which number? 5 only. For example, we are writing like this. Select sequence name is S9 dot next val from dual. So what it is generating? 1. One more time we are calling 2, 3, 4, 5. Maximum value reached. Now, does it generate next value? No. It is giving error. But my requirement is I want to generate some more numbers up to 10. So we want to make the changes in the existing sequence S9. So which command we have to use now? Alter command. Alter command we have to use. So using alter, we can make changes in existing sequence. Okay. So see. Alter sequence. Sequence name. What is the sequence name? S9. What is the maximum value we want? Maximum value 10 we want. So maximum value 10 we are giving. Okay. So observe here. Alter sequence. Sequence name is S9. Maximum value, max value, I'm giving as 10. Sequence altered. Now once again we are calling the sequence. Okay. Previously it was giving error. So next value exceeds maximum value it is telling. After using alter command, again it is generating. Observe here. Now again it can generate up to 9, up to 10. Up to 10 it generates. So up to 10 it generates. Okay. After generating 10, again maximum value reached. So again it is giving the error. So like this we can extend the sequence maximum value. And if you want to change increment by value, alter sequence name, increment by value we have to change. For example, if you want to increase 2 values, what we have write here? Alter sequence name, increment by value 2. Increment by value 2, like this. So 2 values will be increased. So like this, we can make the changes in the existing sequence by using alter command. Next, you already know about user sequences. So it maintains all sequences information. Yesterday we have seen. So just simply write select star from user sequences. So if you want to write the column names, if you don't know the column names, to see the column names, right? Describe user sequences. It will show the structure of user sequences table. So with that we can identify the column names, and those column names we can write here. Like select sequence name from user sequences. Like this we can write. Okay, so I'm writing select star from user sequences. Observe here. See here. So till now we created these many sequences. Okay. So their minimum values, maximum values. Okay, their minimum values, maximum values, increment by value. Okay, cycle value. Okay, cache value. Like this, it is maintaining all sequences information. Now, for example, if you want to drop the sequence, dropping the sequence. So to drop the sequence, we write drop sequence name. Drop sequence name. This syntax we have to follow. For example, we are writing drop sequence name I am giving as S1. Now our S1 sequence will be dropped here. So drop sequence Sequence name is S1. S1 sequence is wrong. Last point regarding sequence. For example, my requirement is I want to generate the serial numbers like this: 50, 49, 48, 47. Okay, so like this, I want to generate up to 1. In the reverse order we want. So till now we generated in ascending order like this: 1001, 1002. In ascending order we generated. Now we want to generate in the descending order. So like this we want. So for this, just simply write create sequence. I'm going sequence name as S10. Okay, here, what is the start with value? 50. 50 is the start with value. What is the minimum value? 1. What is the maximum value? 50. Okay, what is the increment by value? Okay, we want to decrease one value, right? If we want to increase one value, we are writing positive 1. If we want to decrease one value, we have to write negative 1, minus 1. Increment by value, we are giving as minus 1. If we give minus 2 here, 2 values will be decreased. After 50, 48. Okay, after 48, 46, like that. Okay, so if we want to decrease the value, we are writing increment by value as minus 1. So like this we are writing. Okay. So, Hari Krishna Reddy, you try this one. Okay. So, can we use same name for different database objects? You try this one. If Oracle is accepting, you are right. If Oracle is not accepting, you are wrong. Okay. You try this one and tell me tomorrow, is it accepting or not? Okay. I'm copying this. See, sequence is created. So now sequence is created. I want to call the sequence now. So select S10 dot next val, S10 dot next val from dual. So select S10 dot next val from dual. So like this I'm writing. Okay. So observe here what it is generating 50. Why it is generating 50? Start with value 50. What is the increment by value? Minus 1. After 50, what it will generate? 49. See here. See. So like this, it is decreasing the values. Observe. So this is about sequences. Sequence topic is over. Yes, please confirm. Is it clear about sequence? So next topic and very important topic for real-time work. Topic name is materialized view. Topic name is materialized view. So pay attention and listen carefully. If you don't listen, you cannot understand. Listen. What is this materialized view? This materialized view is a database object. Just like table, view, index, sequence, this materialized view is also a database object. Then, what is this materialized view? What is view? What is view? View is the virtual table. What is materialized view? Materialized view is not a virtual table. If anyone is asking what is a view, we must use the term virtual table. If anyone is asking what is materialized view means, first we have to tell it is not a virtual table. Okay, virtual table means what? That does not have physical data and does not occupy the memory. Not virtual table means what? It contains physical data and it occupies the memory. So what is materialized view? Materialized view is not virtual table. Materialized view is not virtual table. View is the virtual table, but materialized view is not virtual table. Okay, what is the meaning of this one? It means, okay, materialized view. Shortly I'm writing MView. MView means materialized view. So it means materialized view contains physical data. It contains physical data. It occupies the memory. It occupies the memory. So it contains the data. It occupies the memory. It's not virtual table. Whereas view is the virtual table. Whereas this view is a virtual table. Means it does not contain any physical data. It does not occupy the memory. Materialized view contains physical data and it occupies the memory. So what a view holds, select query. What materialized view holds? Materialized view holds the result of select query. So this materialized view holds result of select query. It holds the result of select query. Okay, whereas view holds select query. View holds what? Select query. Materialized view holds what? Okay, result of select query. So it contains result of select query physically. Materialized view holds result of select query physically. Whereas view holds what? Just select query. Materialized view holds result of select query physically here. So where we use it? Where we use this materialized view? Generally the data warehousing. So in the OLAP, in the data warehousing, generally we maintain summarized tables physically there. Why we have to maintain physically there? Listen carefully. For example, I'm explaining the purpose of materialized view. Try to understand. For example, there is a table, person table is there. Okay, assume that our Indian government is maintaining one table, person table. All Indian people data they are maintaining in one table. All Indian people Aadhaar card numbers they are maintaining here. So person ID, person name, okay, person state, okay, his gender and his age, Aadhaar card number. So like this, if all Indian people or data our Indian government is maintaining in the person table. Means here how many records are there? 130 plus crores records are there. Okay, so here 130 plus crores records are there. Means large amounts of data is there. My intention is I'm telling large amounts of data is there. So when large amounts of data is there, for example, our frequent operation is retrieving state-wise population. That is our requirement. So how can we calculate the state-wise population here? What we are writing? Select. State-wise population means state. Which function we have to use? Count function. So state count of star. From which table? From person table. Group by. According to which column we want to group? State. If state value is same, that should be treated as one group. Telangana, one group. Okay, Andhra Pradesh, one group. Maharashtra, one group. Gujarat, one group. If state value is same, we want to group that one. And on that group of records, we want to apply count function. So state-wise number of records we will get. Okay. So what I am doing is, I am creating one view here. I am creating one view. Create V1 as, like this, I am creating the view. So if we create the view, what happens here? This V1 view holds what? This V1 view holds the select query. This V1 view holds this select query here. V1 view is holding this select query. So our frequent operation is working with state-wise number of people. For example, I am taking. So what we write here, select star from V1. So when we write select star from V1, what happens here? Implicitly, V1 is holding this select query. This select query will run. What this select query will do? It calculates state-wise population. So now how many records are there? 130 plus crores records are there. Okay, it may take several minutes of time. Okay, it may take 15 minutes or 20 minutes or half an hour. That depends. That depends on server. Okay, it may take time from 15 minutes to half an hour to calculate this. For example, assume that it is taking 15 minutes time. So like this, our frequent operation is working with state-wise population. One more time we are writing select star from V1. Again 15 minutes it is taking. Again I'm writing like this. Select star from V1. Again 15 minutes it is taking. So like this, okay, if I write 4 times here, okay, if I write this query for 4 times, how much time it is taking? 1 hour time it is taking. So like this, every time it is calculating. So automatically performance will be degraded. In the view we discussed, view has one drawback. View has less performance because every time it calculates in such type of situation. So automatically performance will be degraded. So what we are doing is, this is state-wise calculation. We are calculating first time. We are holding that result physically. Okay, Telangana state, number of people, population. Andhra Pradesh state, population. Maharashtra state, population. Like this, we are holding the data physically in the materialized view. So first time it calculates, from second time onwards, from this materialized view, physically it retrieves the data. Okay, so to maintain the summarized tables like this, we use the concept materialized view. If we use the view concept here, what is happening? Every time it is calculating. If we use materialized view concept, first time it calculates. The pre-computed result will be stored in this materialized view. From second time onwards, it retrieves from materialized view. Every time it will not calculate, automatically performance will be increased. That's it. So this is the concept of materialized view. So generally in the data warehousing, to maintain the summary tables. So for example, if you take one business in the 2015, on 1st January, what were the sales? On 2nd January, what were the sales? Like this complete data is there in the data warehousing. Okay, we want 2015 sales, 2016 sales, 2017 sales. This summary, every time we don't want to calculate. We want to calculate once and we want to store physically in one table. That we are calling as the materialized view. So in the materialized view, we maintain summarized tables physically. This materialized view is mainly used in data warehousing. It is mainly used in data warehousing. It is mainly used in data warehousing. Shortly, you can say DWH. DWH means data warehousing. It is mainly used in data warehousing. Okay, so it is used to maintain. It is used to maintain summarized tables. Summarized tables physically. Summarized data physically. So to maintain summarized data physically, we are using this materialized view concept. So it is used to maintain summarized data physically. So it holds, this materialized view holds pre-computed result. It holds the pre-computed result. So pre-computed results will be stored in the materialized view. So this materialized view holds pre-computed results. First time it calculates, from second time onwards, this pre-computed result only it gives to us. So remember one point. So this point is very, very important. Okay, so listen. So I'm explaining clearly about the difference between view and materialized view. Very clearly I'm explaining. Try to understand. So left side, we create the view, and right side, we create the materialized view. So what is the difference between view and materialized view? Here we can understand easily with this. Try to understand. So as of now, you know some points regarding materialized view. So what is materialized view? It is not virtual table. It is not virtual table. Means what? It contains the physical data. It occupies the memory. Okay. View is the virtual table. Materialized view is not virtual table. Okay. What it holds? It holds the result of query. What view holds? View holds the select query. So why we are using this materialized view? It is mainly used in the data warehousing to maintain the summarized data physically. In the 2015, what was the sales? The 2016, what was the sales? Like that summary tables. To maintain the summarized data physically, we use this one. So with this, it holds pre-computed result. Okay. And because of it is holding pre-computed result, a materialized view must be refreshed. Because materialized view does not give recent data. It is giving pre-computed result only to us. It will not give recent data. So this point we discussed, I'm writing here, materialized view must be refreshed. It must be refreshed frequently. So we have to refresh the materialized view frequently. Why we have to refresh? Because materialized view does not give recent data. It does not give recent data. What it is giving? It gives a pre-computed result. What it is giving? It gives pre-computed result. It is giving. It is not giving recent data here. Okay. So for example, here, after creating materialized view on this person table, if we add some more people data to the person table, that will be reflected in the view because view is running select query. But whereas materialized view, this materialized view is having pre-computed results. State-wise population is already there. Pre-computed result is there. Select star from MV1 means it gives this pre-computed result only. If we are adding some more records here, does it reflect to the materialized view? No. Because materialized view is giving pre-computed result. Whereas view gives recent data. Because view is running select query, every time it is calculating. So view gives recent data. Materialized view gives data, pre-computed result it gives. So because of this reason, view gives recent data, materialized view does not give recent data. So this materialized view we have to refresh for every day or for every week, okay, or for every 1 month. We have to refresh the materialized view. For example, if we want to generate monthly sales, so that monthly sales summary table we have to refresh after 1 month. If there is weekly sales table is there, after 1 week we have to refresh. If there is daily sales table is there, okay, daily after 24 hours we have to refresh. So frequently we have to refresh the materialized view here. So materialized view must be refreshed frequently because materialized view does not give recent data. What it gives? It gives pre-computed result. Okay, whereas view gives the recent data. View gives recent data. Materialized view does not give the recent data. So what are the advantages we are getting here? The advantages are, first one is it improves the performance. Every time we are not calculating. First time we are calculating, we are storing in the materialized view. So every time we are not calculating, so it improves the performance. And next we can maintain local copy. We can maintain local copy of remote database. So database stored in the server, that is stored in remote location, some other location that is stored. In my local machine, I can maintain the local copy of that summary. Okay, that summary data I can use in my local machine. So we can maintain local copy of that remote database. This is one advantage we are getting. So we can maintain local copy of remote database and it improves the performance. These two advantages we are getting with the materialized view. So to understand difference between view and materialized view, we are writing like this. Left side I write points on view, right side I write points on materialized view. Observe. So my requirement is I want to calculate department wise sum of salary. So my frequent operation is calculating department wise sum of salary. This is my requirement. So what I am doing is I am creating one view here. So create view V1 as select department number, comma, sum of salary from EMP group by department number. So like this we are creating the view. So after creating this view, what happens here? In the V1, it holds the select query. In the V1, it holds the select query. Okay. So now I am retrieving data through the view now. So to retrieve data through the view, what we are writing? Select star from V1 we are writing. So now what happens? It calculates department wise sum of salary, displays the data. One more time I am writing. Select star from V1. One more time it is calculating. Third time I am writing. Again it is calculating. Assume that there is large amounts of data is there. So if we are writing 5 times here, 5 times it is calculating department wise sum of salaries. So how many times it is calculating here? 5 times. Okay, department wise sum of salary will be calculated. 5 times department wise sum of salaries will be calculated here. 5 times it is calculating. Whereas the same thing, I want to create the materialized view. So to create the materialized view, the syntax is, so this is the syntax to create materialized view. So to create the materialized view, syntax is just write create. To create the view, what we are writing? Create view, view name as select query we are writing. So this is the way of creating the view. If we want to create the materialized view, just here we have to write create materialized view. That's it. Create materialized view name. Create materialized view name as select query. This is the syntax to create the materialized view. So if this materialized keyword is not there, that is view. If this materialized keyword is there, that is materialized view. So this is the syntax for creating materialized view. Okay. Now we want to create one materialized view to maintain department wise sum of salaries. So what we have tried here? Create materialized view. Create materialized view. Materialized view name. I am giving materialized view name as MV1. MV1 is the materialized view name. So create materialized view name MV1 as select department number, sum of salary from EMP, group by department number. So now MV1 materialized view will be created. So when it is creating the materialized view, in the materialized view that holds the result of select query. This select query result is what? Department wise sum of salary. So in the MB1, it holds department wise sum of salary here. So 10th department sum of salary. Okay, 20th department sum of salary. 30th department sum of salary. Like this, it holds the result physically here. So by seeing this very clearly, you can understand that what a view is holding, select query. What materialized view is holding, result of select query. So by seeing this, you can understand. So view is holding select query. This materialized view is holding result of select query physically. View is virtual table that is not having physical data. It is holding select query. MB1 is having physical data. It is having department wise sum of salaries here. So EMP is the detailed data. That details data's summary is this one. So here summarized data we are maintaining physically by using materialized view. So now first step it is calculating. So select star from MB1. So select star from MB1 means, okay, is it calculating here? No, it will not calculate here. So it retrieves from materialized view. So retrieves from materialized view. Is it calculating here? No, it is not calculating. It retrieves from materialized view. So again I am writing select star from MB1. Is it calculating here? No. Okay, is it calculating here? No. So like this, even if you use for 4 times, 5 times or 10 times, just directly it is retrieving data from the materialized view and display. So every time it is not calculating, so automatically performance will be improved. So here in the left side, 5 times we are writing select query, 5 times department wise sum of salary will be calculated. Whereas here, how many times it is calculating? 1 time department wise salary will be, sum of salaries will be calculated. Sum of salaries will be calculated and it will be stored in, will be calculated and stored in materialized view. So materialized view is having pre-computed result. Observe, already it is calculated. The pre-computed result is there in the materialized view. So every time it is retrieving from that materialized view, every time it is not calculating. So 1 time department wise sum of salaries will be calculated and stored, and that will be stored in the materialized view. So whereas left side, here if you use the view, 5 times it is calculating. 5 times you are writing query means 5 times it is calculating. Here even if you are writing for 5 times or 10 times, 1 time it is calculating. So materialized view improves the performance. So here 5 times calculated. So performance will be degraded. So performance will be degraded. To improve the performance, we use materialized view concept. So here materialized view is calculating only 1 time. So performance will be improved here. So this is the purpose of materialized view. Please confirm, did you get some idea about materialized view? Okay, so what we have to learn now, how to refresh this materialized view. View always gives recent data. For example, here I am showing it practically. Observe, try to understand. Whatever I explained, this thing only I am showing practically. Try to understand here. So here already EMP table is there. Here already EMP table is there. So if salary values are nulls, I want to delete them. Okay, so delete from EMP where salary is null. Okay, I want to save this data. So this is a table. Table is having 14 rows. my requirement is I want to calculate department wise order by department number. So department wise sum of salary I want to store. I want to calculate department wise sum of salary. 10th department sum of salary, 20th department sum of salary, 30th department sum of salary. So on this I want to create one view here. That is my requirement. Okay. So I am creating the view here. Observe. So create a view. View name. I'm giving view name V1 as select sum of salary. Sorry. Department number, comma, sum of salary. Sum of salary. I'm giving alias name as sum of salary. Sum salary I'm giving. So sum of salary from which table? EMP table. Group by department number. Group by department number. Okay. See here. So is it creating the view or not? Observe. View created. So view is created. So this view holds what? Department. Actually view holds what? Select query. When we are writing like this, select star from V1. Now it calculates department wise sum of salary and display. So one more time I'm writing select star from V1. Again it is calculating. So every time it calculates, if less amounts of data is there, no problem. But if large amounts of data is there, performance will be degraded. Because every time it is calculating. And view always gives recent data. View always gives recent data. So observe here, before showing that, let me create one materialized view. I'm creating one materialized view now. Observe, create materialized view. Materialized view name I'm giving as MV1 as same select query. Department wise sum of salary. Department number, sum of salary as sum salary from EMP. Group by department number. So department wise sum of salary we are calculating. So it is telling insufficient privileges. We have no right to create the materialized view. So database administrator has to give the permission that I'm writing here. So login as DBA. So for DBA, what is the username? For DBA, what is the username? System. Okay. In my system, password is Naresh IT. So password is Naresh IT. There, we have to write like this. Grant, create materialized view. Grant, create materialized view. To whom we want to give the permission? So grant, create materialized view. To whom we want to give the permission? To the batch 2 PM. So to the batch 2 PM user, we are giving the permission. So now that user can create the materialized view. So login as database administrator, connect, username is system, password is Naresh IT. So grant materialized view. Grant materialized view. Okay. To whom we are giving the permission? C #. Please don't talk. Listen here. Please don't talk. Okay. Grant materialized view to C #. Batch 2 PM. Okay. So sorry, grant create materialized view, right? Grant create materialized view. Grant create materialized view to the user. So grant create materialized view to the user. Okay. So grant succeeded. Now login as C #. Batch 2 PM. So password is Naresh IT. Now we want to create one materialized view. Already one view is created for calculating department wise sum of salary. And like that we want to create one materialized view here. Observe. So create materialized view. Materialized view name. I'm giving materialized view name as MV1 as select department number, comma, sum of salary as sum sal from EMP group by department number. So like this, we are creating one materialized view. What it is telling? Materialized view is created. This materialized view contains this department wise sum of salary physically. So first time calculated and stored in the materialized view. Now I'm retrieving. One time calculated when it is creating. That's it. So select star from MV1. So in the MV1 already physical data is there. It is retrieving. It is not calculating here. Okay. So it is giving physical data which is in the MV1. So whereas if you write select star from V1, here it is calculating. It takes some time. Okay. So select star from MV1, it is giving pre-computed result. But the problem here is now I want to increase 1,000 rupees salary to all employees. So I'm writing like this. Update EMP set salary equals to salary plus 1,000. Okay. To all departments employees we are increasing. Means if we retrieve data by using view or materialized view, what it has to display? 30th department sum of salary should be changed here. 10th department sum of salary value should be changed because every department for every employee we are increasing 1,000 rupees. So this value should be changed here. Okay. And I'm saving this commit. View always gives recent data. Is it correct or not? Observe here. Select star from V1. Previously select star from V1 means it is displaying 30th department sum of salary as 10,810. Now select star from V1 means 16,000 it is displayed. Means 6 employees are there, 6,000 increased. Okay. So is view giving recent data? Yes. Again select query it is running. Again it calculated here. But materialized view gives the pre-computed result. I'm writing select star from MV1. Is it giving recent data? No. Previous result only it is giving. Actually, what is the recent data? Okay, 16,810 it has to display. But what it is displaying? 10,810 it is displaying. So with this we can understand that view always gives recent data. Materialized view gives pre-computed result. So what we have to do now? This materialized view must be refreshed. So refreshing materialized view. Refreshing materialized view. I take class up to 3:45. Please listen. So topic name is refreshing materialized view. So what is this refreshing materialized view? Okay, applying the changes of base table, to materialized view is called refreshing materialized view. So here already materialized view MV1 created. After creating MV1, we made some changes in the base table. Those changes are not applied to the materialized view. So we have to apply these changes to the materialized view. That concept we are calling as refreshing materialized view. Refreshing materialized view means applying the changes of base table to materialized view. Here we created materialized view MV1. We created materialized view MV1. So it is holding, MV1 is holding pre-computed result. After that, we made some changes in the EMP table, base table. So we made some changes, but these changes apply to the view, but these changes are not applied to the materialized view. That's why we need to refresh the materialized view. The changes of base table we want to apply to this materialized view now. This concept is called refreshing materialized view. So a materialized view can be refreshed in 3 ways. So different ways. different ways of refreshing materialized view. So how many ways are there? 3 ways are there. What are those? First one is on demand way. First one is on demand way. Second one is on commit way. Third one is regular interval of time. On regular interval of time. On regular interval of time, we can refresh. So among these, default one is on demand. On demand is the default one. If we don't specify the refresh way here, by default it takes on demand way. On demand is the default one. So now I'm explaining one by one. Try to understand. In on demand way, what we use is in this refresh way. So in on demand way, we use refresh procedure. We use refresh procedure to refresh the materialized view. Okay, so this refresh procedure available in this refresh procedure. This refresh is one procedure. This refresh procedure defined in Oracle developers already defined this refresh procedure. So this refresh procedure defined in one package. That package name is dbms_mview package. Try to understand. Listen. You already know, most of you already know about C language. In the C language, to print the data, which function we are using? Printf function we are using. Okay, so C language developer already defined this function, right? C language developer already defined this function. That's why we are calling this as the built-in function. Okay, so like that. And where they defined it, they placed in the stdio header file. They placed this in the stdio header file. In the stdio header file, they placed this printf function. So like that, to refresh the materialized view, they defined a procedure. Okay, so procedure is just like function only. Some set of statements will be there here. We have to call that one. So where they defined this refresh procedure in one package, that package name is what? dbms_mview. So to call this packaged procedure, syntax to call packaged procedure. So to call the packaged procedure, we use package name dot procedure name. Package name dot procedure name we have to call. Package name dot procedure name. This is a way of calling the procedure. Okay, for example, see here. There is one command is there, execute command is there. This execute command is used to call the procedure from SQL prompt. Execute command we have to use to call the procedure. For example, there is one procedure is there, put line procedure is there. To print the data, there is one procedure is there. That procedure name is what? Put line. Put line procedure is there. This put line is not direct procedure. If this is direct procedure, directly you can call. It is packaged procedure. Inside of one package they defined, that package name is dbms_output. So what is this dbms_output here? Package. What is this put line here? Procedure. Okay, to print the data we are using it. So observe here what it is telling. Procedure successfully completed. Actually, to print the data here, we have to set server output as on. In the PLSQL we discuss it. Don't bother. My intention is how to call the procedure I'm telling. To call the procedure, which command we have to use? Execute. Okay, what is the procedure name? Put line. This is the packaged procedure. So write package name dot procedure name. So what is printing? Observe here. Hello, it is printing. So just like to print the data on output screen, in C language you are using printf. In the Java you are using println. Like that here in our PLSQL, you can use put line procedure. There is one put line procedure is there. This put line procedure is used to print the data. It is defined in one package. That package name is dbms underscore output. So package name dot procedure name. So execute command we have to use to call the procedure. So syntax to call the procedure. Okay. So execute command we have to use package name dot procedure name. Okay. So this syntax we have to follow. So now our requirement is we want to refresh the materialized view. So to refresh the materialized view, which command we are using? Execute. At SQL prompt, we are writing execute. So in which package this refresh procedure is there? In dbms underscore mu. So dbms underscore mu. Okay. dbms underscore mu has this procedure, refresh procedure. Put line procedure is in dbms underscore output. This refresh procedure is in dbms underscore mu package. So dbms underscore mu package has this refresh procedure. So we are writing like this. dbms underscore mu is the package name. Dot procedure name is what? Refresh. Now here we have to tell which procedure, which materialized view you want to refresh. Which materialized view? MV1. So right here MV1. That's it. So refresh procedure we have to call to refresh the materialized view. So because of it is defined in one package, we are writing dbms underscore mu dot. Okay. So this is the way of refreshing materialized view. So like this we have to write. So what is this way? This is the first way, on demand way. In the on demand way, we use one refresh procedure to refresh the materialized view. This refresh procedure defined in which package? dbms underscore mu package. So what we have to write here? Execute. Execute command is used to call the procedure. dbms underscore mu is the package name dot refresh. Refresh is the procedure name. Which materialized view you want to refresh? MV1. So we have to write like this. So now I'm creating one materialized view. Observe here. So create materialized view. Materialized view name as MV2 I'm giving. Here I'm writing like this. Refresh. Refresh. Okay. Even if you don't write this, okay, by default it is on demand only. Even if you don't write this one, by default it is on demand only. But to get clarity, I am writing like this. Refresh on demand. Even if we don't write this, by default what it takes? On demand only. Default one is on demand refresh way. So refresh on demand as, write the select query now. Select department number, comma sum of salary from EMP group by department number. Group by department number. So we are calculating department wise sum of salaries here. So which refresh way we are using? On demand. So observe here, I'm copying this. So now materialized view we are creating. Here we are using on demand. Okay. So materialized view is created. So which refresh way we are using? So now open the materialized view, select star from MV2. Observe here. So it is displaying department wise sum of salaries here. Now I am updating all employees salaries. To all employees I want to increase 1000 rupees salary. Update EMP. Set salary equals to salary plus 1000. So 1000 rupees salary will be increased. Now I'm saving this data. Now I am opening the data from the materialized view. Okay. So are these changes applied to the materialized view here? No. Previously 30th department sum of salary 16,810. After updating the salary in the 30th department, 6 employees are there. It should display 22,810. But what it is displaying? 16,810 only. So if we make any changes on base table, does it reflect the materialized view? No. This materialized view we have to refresh now. To refresh this materialized view, what we are writing? Execute. Okay, refresh procedure we have to call. Refresh is direct, not direct procedure. Okay, that is defined in another package. That package name we have to give. What is that package name? DBMS underscore MView. So in the execute command we are using, DBMS underscore MView is the package name. Dot, what is the procedure name? Refresh. So which materialized view we want to refresh? MV2. So what we are writing here? MV2 we are writing. Okay, so what it is telling? PLSQL procedure successfully completed. Means the materialized view refreshed. Okay, is it refreshed materialized view or not? Observe here. Refreshed. Previously this value was 16,810. After calling this refresh procedure, now it is displaying 22,810. So materialized view is refreshed. This is called on-demand way. In the on-demand way, we use this refresh procedure. Next, second way is very simple. So here just at SQL prompt we are writing execute. To refresh the materialized view, just we are writing execute DBMS underscore MView dot refresh. Refresh materialized view name we are giving as MV2. MV2 we are giving. So at SQL prompt we are writing this command. So now with this materialized view will be refreshed. Materialized view will be refreshed. Materialized view will be refreshed here. Next, second way. Second way is very easy. Instead of writing on demand, just now we have seen on demand way. For on demand way, what we are writing here? Refresh on demand. For on commit, what we have to write here? Refresh on commit. So second way is on commit way. So second way is on commit way. So when commit command is executed, materialized view will be refreshed. That's it. So when commit command is executed, materialized view will be refreshed. So in this way, in the second way, when commit command is executed, our materialized view will be refreshed. So we are creating one materialized view. Observe here. So create materialized view. Materialized view name I am giving as MV3. Refresh. Refresh on commit we are giving. Refresh on commit. Okay. So create materialized view. Materialized view name MV3. Refresh on commit as write the select query. Select department number, comma, sum of salary from EMP group by department number. Observe here, I am copying this. Okay. So after writing this, we are writing like this. Select star from MV3 we are writing. After this, we are updating employee salaries. Update EMP set salary equals to salary plus 1,000. Okay. So now to refresh this materialized view, just simply what we have tried here? Commit. So when this commit is executed, materialized view will be refreshed. So is it refreshed or not? If you want to check, again open the data by using the materialized view. So when commit command is executed, automatically materialized view will be refreshed. Okay. So now observe here. We are creating the materialized view now. Materialized view MV3 we are creating. Refresh on commit way we are using. Okay. Refresh on commit. Refresh on commit we are using. Observe. I'm copying this. Okay. So materialized view created. So materialized view is created. Now select star from MV3. Displaying the data. So materialized view is displaying the data. After this, we are making some changes in the base table. Update EMP set salary equals to salary plus 1,000. Okay. So now observe here. Is it giving updated data? No. Previous result only it is giving. So these changes not applied to the materialized view. Previously it was giving 22,810. After updating also, it is giving 22,810 only. It has to give 28,810. Okay. So when this materialized view will be refreshed now, when we use commit command. So now I'm using commit command. Now materialized view will be refreshed. Observe there. Materialized view refreshed or not? See here. Yes. So this is the on commit way. Okay. Last way, in regular interval of time, materialized view will be refreshed. Third way is on regular interval of time. On regular interval of time. Okay. So I am creating one materialized view here. Try to understand. So in this way, materialized view will be refreshed in a materialized view will be refreshed in a regular interval of time. In a regular interval of time. For example, if you want to get so daily sales report we want to generate. Maintain. Okay, so what we have to do for every 24 hours we have to refresh. So for every 24 hours we have to refresh it. For every 24 hours we need to refresh for every 24 hours refresh materialized view. Okay, for example, we want weekly sales report. Weekly sales report we are maintaining in one table. So what we have to do? For every week we have to refresh it. For every week we have to refresh. Just a minute, please wait. Okay, for example, weekly sales report we want. For weekly sales, what we have to do? Refresh for every week. Okay, for example, monthly sales we want. Monthly sales report we want. We want to maintain in the materialized view. So refresh for every month. For every month we refresh. For yearly sales for every year. Like that, in regular interval of time, for every 24 hours, for every 2 days, for every 1 week, for every 1 month, if you want to refresh the materialized view in regular interval of time, you can refresh like this. Create materialized view name I'm giving as MV4. I'm writing like this, refresh, create materialized view name, refresh. Okay, start with sysdate. Start with class we use here. So sysdate. So from this date, okay, so now we are creating the materialized view from this sysdate. Okay, next when you want to refresh that, you have to tell here. Okay, after 1 day I want to refresh. So what we have to write here? Sysdate plus interval expression we have to write. Sysdate plus interval 1 day. So now what is the date? Today is 21 June. Now the time is 3:47. Tomorrow, okay, at 22 June, tomorrow at 3:47, this materialized view will be refreshed. Okay, now that will be taken as the sysdate. Again, for next 24 hours, again it will be refreshed. Okay, every refresh time will be taken as a sysdate here. So for every 24 hours, it will be refreshed. Okay, if you want to refresh for every month, what we have to write here? 1 month. For every 2 days, we want to refresh. What we have to write here? 2 days. For every year, we want to refresh here. Okay, 1 year, like that. Okay, for every week, we want to refresh 7 days. For every week, it will refresh. So now, for our understanding purpose, okay, so 1 day. So start with sysdate. So current system date it takes. From that date, next 24 hours. Okay. So after 1 day, it will be refreshed. So next sysdate plus interval 1 day as, write the select query here. Select the department number, comma, sum of salary from EMP, group by department number. Okay. So we are creating like this. So for with this materialized view, for every 1 day, for every 1 day, materialized view will be refreshed. We have no need to refresh here. We have no need to use commit. We have no need to call refresh procedure. In on demand, we are calling refresh procedure. In on commit, we are using commit command. But here we have no need to use commit command. We have no need to use refresh procedure. For every 1 day, materialized view will be refreshed here. Okay. So for our understanding purpose, I am taking like this. For our understanding purpose, here I am taking 2 minute I am taking. So is it refreshing or not? To check that, 2 minute I am taking here. So after 2 minutes, materialized view will be refreshed. Observe here. I am creating one materialized view. This materialized view name is MV4. Okay. See. So we are creating materialized view MV4. So start with value sysdate. Next, after 2 minutes, we want to refresh it. After 2 minutes, materialized view is refreshing or not, to check that. So generally, we will not give less time like this. For testing purpose, I am giving. So after this, I stop the session. Observe. See here what it is telling. Materialized view is created at 3:50 time. Now I'm updating. So update EMP set salary equals to salary plus. So before that, let me open the data. Select star from MV4. MV4 data we are opening. So this is MV4 data. Now I'm updating. I'm making changes in the base table. Update EMP set salary equals to salary plus 1000 I'm giving. Okay. I'm saving this data. Committed. Okay. So now after 2 minutes, it will be refreshed. As of now, it is giving previous data only. After 2 minutes, it will be refreshed. So within these 2 minutes, I'm giving overview on this materialized view. Listen. So what is materialized view? It is not virtual table. Means what? What it contains? It contains physical data. It occupies the memory. So generally, what view holds? View holds the select query. What materialized view holds? Result of select query physically it holds. So where we use generally in the data warehousing to maintain the summarized data physically, we use this materialized view concept. So what it holds? It holds a pre-computed result. So view always gives recent data, but materialized view will not give recent data. We must refresh it. Okay. For refreshing this materialized view, 3 ways are there. Okay. What are those 3 ways? Okay. One is refresh on demand. On demand is the default one. If we don't specify anything, if we are creating like this, we are not specifying any refresh way here. Which way it takes here? On demand way. On demand is the default one. Okay. So in the on demand, we have to call refresh procedure. This refresh procedure we have to call. This refresh procedure is available in DBMS_MView package. So that's why we are calling like this. To call the procedure, we use execute command. Completely execute you can write, or shortly you can write EX also. Or completely execute also you can write. So in the DBMS_MView procedure, in the DBMS_MView package, this refresh procedure is available. Here we are calling that one. Which materialized view you want to refresh? That materialized view name we are giving. Next, second way is on commit way. In the on commit way, what we are doing? Okay, here